What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Gifted Gamer 204 back at it again with another banger, man. And in today's video, we'll be going over three topics. But before we go ahead and do that, if you are new and you do like what you see here, please consider subscribing to the channel, hit the like button, and share out the video as we keep on rolling, ladies and gentlemen, right into today's video. So we're going to start off this video today with the main topic. We're going to stay over the latest news coming out of the Team Red, aka Nintendo the Almighty, right? So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. We're back over at VGC.com now. Huge shout outs to VGC.com, right? They've been doing an amazing job covering all this news. So we got to give them their credit, right? So you see here, that's our boy Reggie, right? Reggie Fils-Aime seemingly weighs in on Switch 2 Welcome Tour debate by highlighting the success of Wii Sports, all right? So the former Nintendo boss has subtly commented on the Switch 2's lack of a pack-in game. Uh Former Nintendo of America president Reggie Fils-Aime has seemingly subtly commented on Nintendo's decision not to include Welcome Tour as a free pack-in with Nintendo Switch 2. Let's get on with it, people. Here we are. So, Welcome Tour breaks down the Switch 2's features, explains to the player how everything works, and demonstrates this through a series of mini games. When the game was first debuted during Nintendo's Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, many fans expected the game to be packed in with the system, but it was quickly clarified that the game would be a paid experience. Nintendo has defended the decision, with Nintendo's Bill Trinen saying that the $9.99 cost is not an exorbitant price in his eyes and that it's a pretty robust piece of software with a lot of great details in there. Let's keep going. But Fils-Aime, who was president and COO of Nintendo of America during the height of its success with the Nintendo Wii, has seemingly made a sly comment on the decision, referencing his push to pack in Wii Sports with the Nintendo Wii. Fils-Aime posted several clips to X from an IGN podcast he appeared on 2 years ago, during which he discussed the internal fight at Nintendo over whether or not to include Wii Sports with the Nintendo Wii. So he quotes, "It's an understatement to say that Mr. Miyamoto pushed back," Fils-Aime said at the time. During the development of Wii and Wii Sports, the goal was we wanted the system to be attracted to not only the most active players, but to new players. We saw Wii Sports as the way to be able to do that, okay? And this is the official X post that he did, right? But let's continue on down here. He went on to explain in another clip from the same podcast that the game was only packed in with the Wii in certain regions, which he argues led to the console being more successful in those regions than in its native Japan. So he quotes, "In the Americas and in Europe, Wii Sports was packed in, but it was not in Japan, which created a bit of a test market. It was obvious in the markets that Wii Sports was packed in, we became much more of a phenomenon. Wii Sports became much more of a phenomenon," close quote. Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour will release on June 5th, the same day as the Nintendo Switch 2. VGC recently attended a Switch 2 event in Paris where a number of Switch 2 games were available to play, including the Welcome Tour and some of its mini games, okay? So, that is the article right there, right? So real quick, let's go over this. As you see here, Reggie was talking how basically it was up here where he was basically, you know, pushing back, going back and forth with Miyamoto as far as including, the Wii Sports into the Wii U, right? At retail price. So just by reading this, now we know how Miyamoto, well, we should know already how Miyamoto thinks, right? But just listening to this should let everybody know, how he thinks, right? It's really like all about the money when you look at it, right? Because you fast forward to the Switch 2 with them pricing it at 999, right? Shows you that. Every system, every new set of hardware, or at least in the video game space, right? When there's a new console coming out, there should be a demo or something like that, like PlayStation does with Astro's Playroom, like Nintendo did with the Wii Sports, right? Um, this lets people dive into it, and it comes with a free demo. You get to explore what are the new features that you're adding to this new console, right? Like the greatest example of that is Astro's Playroom. Like Astro's Playroom, it's a game within itself. I don't even know if that should be called a demo, right? At this point, they basically gave us a free game. That's how I see it. So, um, it shows you what the DualSense does and everything like that, the 3D audio and everything like that, right? So, um, and that's a good thing. So the fact that Nintendo decided to put this at 999 should let you know that they're all about the money. They don't care. Mr. Miyamoto was very upset back then when they included the Wii Sports into the Wii. He probably thought, man, those are all sales that we could have had off of the Wii Sports as a separate game, right? So he doesn't want to make that same mistake again. So he said, let's put it at 999. People will buy it to test out the mini games and show off the new hardware, right? So we have yet to see what has come out, but just my predictions, I don't think it's gonna be a huge success. I don't see people paying 999 to try out a demo to see what the features will do of the game of the new Switch. I don't see that happening. You know, I'll just figure it out as the time goes, right? As we go on, we'll figure out the new hardware features. Or what we're gonna do, right? We're gonna go to YouTube and we'll simply type it in. What are the new features on the Switch 2? And somebody's gonna have a video on it, and we look at it, and then we'll learn it, and that's it for free, not 999. This is not back in the day. We are in 2025. You understand? We have access to the internet. Everybody has a YouTube channel, and information is all over the place. So I don't understand why they will do something like this. To me, it just makes pure sense. Uh, they're basically letting you know it's all about the money. Point blank, period. You know? So y'all let me know how y'all feel about this one. That's all I gotta say towards this topic right here. We're gonna move on to Insider Gaming, where we're gonna stay on the topic of Nintendo, right? So this is another issue that people had, right? Let me bring this down a little bit right there. Okay, so this is another issue that people were having. So the Nintendo Switch 2 edition game don't come with a download code. It's all on the same cartridge. Upgraded Nintendo Switch 2 edition games have been confusing because of their contents. But Nintendo has clarified that they don't include download codes and everything is on the game cartridge. The physical and digital media conversation is louder than ever. The Nintendo Switch 2's increased game costs have made physical media the costliest it's ever been. But when players are paying for physical media and receiving digital media instead, it sends mixed signals. There's been unrest and understandable head scratching over the Switch 2's games and what you get. There's been a lot of talk of $90 physical Nintendo Switch 2 games giving you a code instead of a game cartridge. One thing we know for sure is that if you buy a Switch 2 edition release, you don't get a code. So this is what they have to say, right? Switch 2 edition games have everything on the game cartridge. Here we go. In a statement to VOOX, Nintendo addressed Switch 2 games cartridge concerns. They quote, that physical version of the Nintendo Switch 2 edition game will include the original Nintendo Switch game and its upgrade pack all on the same game card, i.e., they are exclusively Nintendo Switch 2 game cards with no download code. Close quote. So, if you're buying The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Switch 2 edition, you get the game's box and a cartridge inside with the full upgraded version of the RPG, no code required or included. However, Nintendo did clarify that this applies for first-party exclusives. Alternatively, some publishers may release Nintendo Switch 2 edition games as download codes in physical packaging with no game card. We've seen this before with Ubisoft's Assassin's Creed Black Flag and Rogue Bundle featuring a physical case and a download only code inside it. Are you comforted knowing that your Nintendo Switch 2 edition purchases doesn't need a code? Is it good knowing that you own the complete content and can sell it when you want? Let us know. Okay. So, I guess hopefully that clears some things up for you guys out there that we're concerned about this. Physical media, if you're selling physical media, it should always have either the CD or the cartridge inside of it. I don't understand this new wave of buying the case and having a digital code inside of it. It makes absolute no sense whatsoever. I don't know who thought of this, but these people need to get fired because it's unbelievable and it's disgusting at the same time. And they will actually go ahead and do this. But the thing is, the people that will actually go ahead and buy it, that's the biggest issue here, because they tell you, oh, when you buy this copy, it comes with a digital code inside. It's not gonna come with a CD or whatever. Don't buy it. But you're gonna go ahead and buy it, open up the case, and have a digital code inside of it, and then complain. It makes no sense. Just don't buy the thing. You know what comes inside. It has no physical media. Don't get it. Get the damn digital download, and that's it. It's the same thing. You're getting the same thing. The whole point of buying physical media is to actually open up the box and see a cartridge or a CD inside of it with a little book on the left side. That's how physical media should come. So at least they telling you, listen, if you buy this box, it's not coming with a CD or cartridge. You're just getting a download code. So don't complain. You go and buy it, you open it, you see the reality, and you start complaining. I don't understand, bro. I really don't. But that's just real quick what I had to say on this topic right here. It's a good thing that they're actually doing this at least for their first party titles, right? That's the most Nintendo could do for you. We're taking care of our games. When it comes to third party publishers and things like that, we can't control that. That's up to them. But when you buying a game from Nintendo, first party exclusive, and it has a Switch 2 edition, we're gonna include the cartridge within the physical copy, right? So at least that should put everybody at ease as far as that's concerned, right? So y'all let me know how y'all feel about this one right here. We're gonna keep it moving to the next topic of the video. We're gonna switch over now to Eurogamer.com, and here we go, ladies and gentlemen. So, Star Citizen has now raised over $800 million with still no release in sight. This is absolutely disgusting. Let's find out. Behold, your irregular Star Citizen funding update is here. With the new Cloud Imperium Games, controversial space sim has now raised over $800 million, despite there still being no hint of a version 1.0 release date some 12 years after its original Kickstarter campaign. Star Citizen's previous major milestone arrived last May when Cloud Imperium's funding tracker, which aggregates money raised from the likes of paid alpha access and those eye-wateringly expensive ship packs, ticketed over the $700 million mark. That does, of course, mean the game, as far as it's currently being described as such, has raised a further 100 million in just 11 months. And this is the and this and there's still no sign of a 1.0 release date for Star Citizen. Although its paid public alpha continues to evolve with regular updates, the space sim, you might recall, was originally targeting a 2014 launch, but sailed right past that and just kept going as Cloud Imperium Games plans grew ever more ambitious and the project fell into a vortex of feature creep. This is the trailer right here. I did see it. The game looks incredible, right? I'm gonna leave this article in the description. Go ahead and take a look at the trailer. So the closest Cloud Imperium has come to suggesting an end is in sight is in recent times came last March when the CEO, Chris Roberts, wrote that the team was hard at work, heads down, driving towards the finish line. But while the massively multiplayer persistent universe portion of Star Citizen is potentially still some significant way off, its story-driven single-player spin-off known as Squadron 42 is supposedly much closer on the horizon. Cloud Imperium last year said it was targeting a 2026 launch for Squadron 42, whose star-studded cast includes the likes of Gary Oldman, Mark Hamill, Gillian Anderson, and Andy Serkis. But given the number of times the project had already slipped back, it was described as a feature complete in 2023. It remains to be seen whether that 2026 release window holds true. So that's it right there for this article. Listen, if you have a star-studded, cast of these people here, it's gonna be hard to release a game, right? Due to the fact that they might have different schedules and things like that, right? And as far as this whole thing is concerned, right? It's absolutely disgusting, bro, that this game has managed to raise close to $1 billion, bro. Are you understanding? That's almost $1 billion we're talking about. And there's still no, update or confirmation of as to when we will be able to see this, a release window, nothing, bro. They just updating the alpha and, making people just continuing to buy these starship packs that they have in the game and things like that, right? And just raise money for the game, flat out, period. But the game is in alpha mode, right? So what is it that's happening here? These people, this is what I don't understand, right? You see how much money they raised. You see that this game was supposed to come out 2014, but the people out there, they're still playing the alpha, still spending money on it. They haven't gotten no official update. Nothing is happening, but they still spending money. I mean, I don't understand. Who does that? Like, bro, stop playing the game. Stop giving them money. You're just throwing away money. Demand answers. You're giving them money. How do you sit there and just continue on to buy more starship packs, fund the game by just voluntarily just giving them money, for donations and things like that, and not ask any questions? That is unbelievable, bro. That's why I can't get, with communities out there, because there's things happening like this. People want the gaming industry to change, but you see things like this, and it's like, why would they change? I mean, you've been playing an alpha for the past, the game was supposed to come out 2014. The past 12 years, you've been playing a damn alpha, and we ain't seen no pushback or nothing like that. Y'all keep giving us money. Why should we change? For what? We'll be ready when we're ready. We ain't even GTA 6. over 12 years. We're not even GTA 6. We moved past that. We're bigger than GTA 6. That's what they thinking. So they probably sitting back there like, take your time. We ain't in no rush. You see how much money we raised? We good. Don't worry about it. Absolutely disgusting. So, but who's to blame here? You always gotta ask the question. Stop going directly to them and look at yourself and say and ask the question, who's to blame here? They've been in this alpha stage for how many years? You still giving them money. The game's still not out yet. No official release date, but you still give them money. So who's to blame here? It's unbelievable. Anyways, y'all let me know how y'all feel about this one. This is absolutely disgusting, ladies and gentlemen. My goodness. So, let's get on with the final topic of this video. I was gonna cut this video right here, but let's get the bonus in here, right? Let's get the bonus topic in here. So, this is over at WCCF Tech. Marathon will not require a PlayStation Network account on PC and Xbox Series X and S. Bungie confirms, okay? So, that's it right there. You're not gonna be required to have a PSN account on PC or Xbox and things like that. We're not gonna see the whole debacle that happened with Helldivers 2 once it was required and they had to take it off. We all know what happened, right? So it's not going to be mandatory. So keep that in mind. And also keep in mind that this Saturday, April 12th, is the official gameplay reveal. That is 10 a.m. PT, and that will be 1 p.m. ET, which is my time. So we will be live streaming this. So hopefully y'all tune in and pull up, and let's see what Bungie finally, has to offer. I'm excited. I cannot wait. For Saturday. I hope this game is everything I'm thinking it could be. Being the fact that it's Bungie, their resume speaks for itself. So I'm coming in this thing, man, with high hopes. I'm not coming in there with low hopes and let's see. No, I'm excited. You understand? Like, I'm ready to go. Like, let's see what's out here. Like, what's up? They did reveal the announcement trailer that we saw a couple days ago, right? That looks good. Everything looks good, bro. The soundtrack sounds incredible. The art style of the game that they decided to go with looks phenomenal, right? So all that's left is Saturday. Come and see the actual gameplay. And we will be here live in full effect, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to leave the video right here. Thank y'all so much for being here today with me. If you are new and you did like what you saw here today, please consider subscribing to the channel. Hit the like button, share out the video. It is your boy, the gifted one here, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. I'm gone.